Hello, this is Koji again from Celestial Rhythms. Well, we are truly living in exceptional times. I guess there's no question about that. And it seems the whole history of our planet is coming to a pinnacle. Big breakthrough is on its way. There's many signs to that. And one of them might be this little celestial orbiter, ARROKOTH, which is the farthest away body planet which we have close-up pictures of. So that's kind of interesting. That's when we get to see a close-up of a planet, we get a more intimate knowledge about it. We start to understand how it formed and such. And actually ARROKOTH, I should give you a little history on ARROKOTH. ARROKOTH was discovered in 2014 and it was just offering itself to be closely looked at because that space probe New Horizons, which was launched in 2006, was on its way to Pluto to be arriving at its destination in 2015, and a year before that was the case. MU69 was discovered, which later became ARROKOTH, and the astronomers decided to extend that space probe's mission, and by January 1st, 2019, exactly on January 1st, which, as I will tell you in a second, is quite meaningful, as January 1st is the beginning of a whole new year. Right on New Year's Day, the space probe arrived and was taking these exceptional pictures and collecting all that scientific data, which meanwhile has made science to change their whole understanding of how planets formed. I have here a little clip from NASA which explains that. I'm going to play it for you. It's just a 1-minute clip.
MIT Technology Review reports that there have been two theories for planet formation. The first, more prominent theory, hierarchical accretion, is when smaller objects collide at high speeds until they form a larger structure. The second theory, called cloud collapse, is when concentrations of matter collapse or gently clump together at low speeds. NASA's New Horizons spacecraft ventured to the Kuiper Belt in the outer reaches of our solar system. It conducted a flyby of an ancient planetesimal named ARROKOTH. 3 studies published in the Journal of Science analyzed the high-resolution photos of ARROKOTH taken by New Horizons and found no evidence of violent impact, indicating that there was instead a gentle accumulation of matter. Simulations based on the new idea suggest that ARROKOTH's 2 parts formed independently from the collapse of the same cloud and eventually gently merged together.
Okay, I think this is giving a big story here, telling us, let me just go back to the other screen. Okay. Next, yes, next. Okay, yeah, that's just quickly the arrangement of the orbits. And here we see that's the analysis of this ARROKOTH, which is made of 2 separate lobes which merged, which in itself is interesting. It's original. It's 2 different things which came together. There's a polarity there, a yin-yang aspect to it, which is always important. Pluto has that same thing, which adds to the dynamics, the inner dynamics, and also the importance of what the planet represents. And here this is giving you a little understanding of the path of the New Horizons space probe. So here it is meeting Pluto, and 4 years later it's having its encounter with ARROKOTH. Okay, so let's go to the charts now. So in November 2019, ARROKOTH was named. Originally, as I said, these bodies, when they're found, they get a designation, letters and numbers. MU69 was the one ARROKOTH was given. And in November 2019, ARROKOTH was the name given based on a Native American tribe in that region where that observatory is, in Virginia, I guess. And the name ARROKOTH means a man standing under the open sky. Now, that's quite a deep meaning. It means you're seeing the whole thing, you're seeing the whole firmament, you're able to get the full picture. And it is interesting that we have to rewrite the whole history of our solar system in that sense, as it was perceived. And also, in general, from what I have seen so far in different charts, is ARROKOTH is that little body which emerged into collective consciousness by making itself visible to help us to see beyond our narrow tunnel which everybody has, kind of, more or less. We have an upbringing, a conditioning, a religion, culture, which makes us kind of to exclude everything else which is not grown in our yard, and we want to draw clear lines. ARROKOTH invites us to open our vision and include everything else. So now, why I'm speaking of ARROKOTH is because it's just changed direction up in the sky. This so happens with all planets due to Earth's motion, because when Earth moves in one direction, then we are kind of you could say that then what we are watching, the other planets are moving that much faster, and when Earth then moves the other way, then planets come to a standstill and seemingly move backwards for a few months. That is with ARROKOTH now a 4.5 month period. It will go backwards, and in astrology, when a planet moves backwards, that's an internal process it represents then, and when it moves forward, it's more of a outer visible effect it has. That's a very general understanding of forward and backward moving planets. So when a planet changes directions, as is the case here with ARROKOTH just a couple days ago, that is a zero moment, and the planet comes to an absolute standstill, and it kind of plants a seed which then will play out over these next 4 months. So that's why this chart is really important and powerful. ARROKOTH at that point, when it came to a standstill, was here at 19 degrees 25 in Capricorn, in a perfect sextile to Neptune, which is helping to see through that many layers. Neptune is kind of a mirror, a double mirror. It's the planet of illusions, but also the planet of higher perspectives, of ultimate integration of everything. Neptune is in its own sign, Pisces, was here in a conjunction with the moon. This in itself is quite special. which indicates that yes, it is about questioning perception and seeing through the double mirror. Now let's go to the American chart. Now just keep in mind mid Pisces, Moon Neptune here, and here is ARROKOTH 1925 Capricorn, and also look at the general houses, signs we had here in Washington, 13 degrees, Sag rising. Now let's look at the American chart as Rudy Har, one of my really big favorites, great astrologer of the 20th century, probably one of the best ever in terms of integrating the whole science, giving it a solid base. Wonderful books he has written, many of them. If you're interested in learning astrology, that's a good way to start. So he was the one who corrected the time of birth for the American nation to 5:14 p.m., which makes sense after a long day of discussions and finding the right wording and finalizing everything, that would be the time when they started signing it, which is the moment one would see as the birth of the American nation. And this chart in itself is very powerful. Lots can be said about it. I have already made another broadcast on that. Anyway, for now I just want to focus on ARROKOTH. ARROKOTH in the American nation chart is at 21 Pisces. Now you might just remember Neptune is here close by presently, and the moon was here, and the black moon in the American chart is 1928 in Virgo, and there's an exact 120 degree angle here to ARROKOTH as it is these days up in the sky. So this is a very helpful aspect to see through the illusions and blind spots, to have an understanding that whatever we are coming out of was not bad, but it was in a way the way polarization plays itself out. It's important to make peace with what was, to integrate all the dark shadows and get on with life, so to say. So this is all kind of implied in this beautiful trine, and naturally the black moon here at Neptune, very high up in the American chart, shows that there is certainly a problem here, that we have been mind controlled and misleaded and kind of manipulated. Mars is involved in this structure. There's a T-square here between the black moon, ARROKOTH, and Mars. So this shows you that this is an important structure within the American chart as such, and this is activated right now. Also the progressed sun of the American nation is at 15 degrees 25 or 29 right now, moving about 1 degree a year. The progressions 1 day after birth equals 1 year in life. So that's in other words, in about 6 years the progressed American sun will be exactly conjunct the natal ARROKOTH. So these next years are definitely rebuilding the whole nation, the whole understanding of who we are as a people, a nation, a republic. And as this is exactly the same ascendant when ARROKOTH changed directions, this gives us a clear hint that these next 4.5 months are crucial in the way of waking up, of understanding the bigger picture, of putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, that was my short little I tried to keep it shorter broadcast for today on ARROKOTH, and talk to you soon. Thank you.